Hey everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel and another video on Raid Shadow Legends. I'm having a lot of fun playing the game. If you did want to pick it up yourself, it is a free to play game. A link is in the description as well as the pinned comment. And if you download it and install it today, you'll receive 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the 7-day new player progression rewards. So download Raid now. Since the last video, I've been working quite extensively to improve my champions, as we all do. But in particular, trying to improve masteries as well as getting better artifacts to then structure them better. And really the main thing that I want to start off with in this video is to talk about trying to do some content, hitting stopping points, and then what I need to do in order to get past those stopping points. What I really mean by that and what I really want to show you is that the stopping point that I've got is here at mission 12. And this is the final boss to go up against, which I've not been able to do with my current squad. This is to get hard mode done completely. I need the 252 to get that sacred shard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you where the stopping point lies. Now, as you can see here, I'm doing 2 5 stars ascended up to 3 stars. Yes, this is where the limitation lies, this is the stopping point, because at the end of the day, I can't get any further than this because I always fail at the end boss. But as you can see, my champions do extensive damage at the moment. It's quite good. I do like mixing between going from auto fighting and at the same time taking my own control. But I like these, as you know. Rhyme Beast and Jarek are my 2 really strong champions at the moment, and I will choose at a later date to splinter these off. But I do really enjoy them the most because they constantly heal one another. And that's really cool. Continuous heal goes splits between both of them. Rhyme Beast has this improved continuous heal based on the ascending ability. But as you can see, they're doing quite good at the moment. There are negatives. As you can see, there's quite hefty debuff effects that are going on them. And that is something that I'll be working on, hopefully, in this video, using the advanced scrolls to improve masteries. But that's the name of the game. We're going to go and try and see how far they can go in this before I then make the significant improvements that I've been talking about. And one thing you should really notice is the bouncing around of continuous heals, which is what I plan to do from the beginning with this. Extensive damage can be done. Oh, falling from grace from the enemy was quite nasty. But that's the thing. I've still kept in the game. Still got that continuous heal by both of those champions, which is the reason that I decided to utilize them well. Wow, look at that. Just like this, that's the way I've built these champions around, is huge amounts of healing being done. So they're kept alive longer. But here's the point. There will come a moment where I'm not going to be able to get through this. And this is something that I've found as a definite weakness for these 2 champions. Falling from grace does hit pretty hard. As you can see, those continuous heals are quite effective. That was an extensive amount of damage, but at the same time, there is huge damage dealing here. And it does look pretty, I'm pretty confident at the moment this could actually go pretty much in my favor with these heals bouncing around quite effectively. I've not really done much with these. I've not improved masteries, but I feel something's around the corner, maybe from a special ability that is going to be able to showcase something pretty insane. So there you go. That's a huge amount of damage that just went on there. But the continuous heal back is pretty impressive as well. So maybe these 2 are actually fine, because first of all, I wasn't able to get past this. And I managed to get past this, which is brilliant. Anyway, that's been a weird thing because that was a big limitation. I wasn't able to get past that. And obviously the more strength that I apply to Jarek as well as Rhyme Beast, they are able to do a lot more. Okay, here's one of my big limitations, something to really get my teeth into to test. Stage 12. I can't get past stage 12. As you can see, there's a huge problem with going up against a champion like this. The enemies look pretty extensive as well. It does look fairly unlikely that under this circumstance I will actually do anything of great value. Yes, there's extensive damage being put in by these champions, but when it comes to the end boss fight, it doesn't really go well. As you can see, definitely hasn't gone well. 2 of my champions are down already, but I think that's because of artifacts strength, which is something that we're going to try and sort out in this video. Man, I've taken wicked amount of I'm done by round 1. Here we go with stage 12. Now this is the point where, same thing with the previous one, we want to test to see if we make any gains, any improvements. Now this is the plan. See how far we get, go and check the artifacts, masteries, improve them, come back in some of these or all of these and go, right, well, are we able to get further than we did before? Obviously, one thing to point out from the other dungeon I did before was there was a distinct infinity advantage to the enemy, and that is where this team reaches its limitations because it's very magic strength centric. Yes, it's very much focused on magic as the infinity. So riding your kind of class advantages to stuff or affinity advantages is going to be important as well. And this is the point where I'm trying to make the team as strong as possible, but it will have to diversify a lot more in the future. And obviously we've got that legendary, that hopefully legendary shard that we're going to open, but also I've got that sacred one. I've got, you know, a few others as well. So hopefully we're going to get our first legendary, and obviously some other epics which are going to be helpful for further development, and maybe some decent as well rare ones that are going to be helpful as well. One thing I've noticed a lot is the debuff that keeps on going onto me, like remove buff. So that's not great. It's something that I'll need to work on to just kind of get past this. Now it's one of the minions down, but at the same time it doesn't really look too good. There's a decent amount of continuous heal between these people, these two champions here, Jarek and Ryan Beast, and that's the reason that I've done this. It's just see that constant back and forth continuous heal between them that just is so good at keeping me alive. We're 5 minutes in, well, you're nearly approaching 6 minutes, and the guys are still there. They're still hanging in strong with this kind of continuous heal. This is where it becomes quite cool, and I think the last time I tried this didn't go too well, but I'm looking at this now, I'm going like, well, they're keeping themselves alive, which is amazing. They may even be able to go a bit further, but maybe when we've done these kind of artifacts improvements, if they do indeed win, we can see the time coming down. Let's finally move on to Clan Boss, and I want to see how much damage I'm actually doing in it. Like before, I'm putting out numbers close to about 270k. But I want to see if I can do more after the point of the artifacts being put in. That's the main thing. We want to see the progression. We want to see the extent of improvement. I think what I might try and do is switch out a couple of these because I am looking at some disadvantages. Shaman is a little bit of affinity disadvantage. As I can see, her character's got red on it. So that really indicates that there's a disadvantage there. I will need to consider maybe putting Gogorab in this, or maybe somebody else into this particular team, just to make sure that they last a bit longer. And you can see that they are doing well, but I just feel that maybe there's another champion that would be better fitted here. Ryan Beast will stay in there for a little while because of the continuous heal and the way that interworks very well with other champions. It's a shame there we've just hit up a stun, and that effect is obviously going to cost me a little bit, but still, hopefully I can output a good amount of damage. It doesn't look too good, and we're on the fence here, and we're down. Unfortunately, that's about the same, 274k. Lasted about 2 minutes 56. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. So let's get into this artifact improvement. Now, welcome to Rich the Man's patented, it's not patented, chop shop for champions. Now, what I'm going to begin with is mastery building. And first of all, Ryan Beast is up to the plate. And the mastery I've chosen to improve is Shadow Heal, or unlock this mastery. Heals this champion by 6% of their max HP each time an enemy is healed, because once per turn. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I believe it is going to be really helpful for further progression in Arena. Everyone in Arena uses healing, so why don't I do the same? And also have that as well as a defense mastery that is going to be really effective. Now, if Ryan Beast's focusing on healing, I've decided to improve the offensive side of things to Jarek, and that is by doing Singled Out, which is increased damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. Very important with a lot of champions that we're going up against in dungeons. When they get lower, then it's just a lot longer to get them out of the game and done for. So having that may improve things. Going up against that clan boss a moment ago really made me think, and Resurgent is what I'm going to go for on this particular circumstance. Hopefully I can keep Hope alive a lot longer. Going slightly different with this, and I've gone for Wisdom of Battle for Tyrell, where it has 30% chance to placing a block debuffs buff on this champion for 1 turn when stun, sleep or freeze debuffs expire on this champion. So I take the pain first to then block it in the future, so I'm going to give that a try. Either way, all these masteries are subject to change based on the fact that I will probably look to improve them a lot more in the future and reset them, which is a great thing that you can do. What I've done is I've just improved the helmet as well as the gauntlets for Jarek. I've done 12 and 7 respectively, and I'm pretty fine with Ryan Beast at the moment. It will be the other ones I need to focus on. Flash forward to a little bit later on, I decided to do it all now. I've done a lot of work on Jarek, so we've got with the legendary gauntlet, now it's up to level 13, which is going to help out massively. I've not really done much, well actually I haven't really done anything with Shaman, and that's because I want to utilize the team more for boss fights, and that's where we're going to go back to test as our very first test. I've done a lot of work with Hope, completely new set. We've got Lifesteal coupled with a little bit of defense as well. I like the way that this is kind of moved together, and I do believe in this Lifesteal being very effective. And also, as you can see, lots of work on getting up to level 10 and over. In some cases, I think I just need to focus a little bit more on the ring and kind of improve that a bit. The final two that I focused on is Gorgarab. Gorgarab's improved as well. I've done more of a mix between speed and also offense, and finally a little bit with crit rate. So we've done a little bit more there, so it's not just all about speed. But the final one that I focused on is Tyrell, and you can see that the extensive improvements there. I just think that I've done a lot of good work here. I've spent a lot of silver trying to make these champions better. So now let's test them out on the things that I've been struggling against. Now we're all ready to go. Gorgarab is in, he's just there. Gorgarab is in instead of Shaman, and obviously fingers crossed now that this may be better and more effective. 270k is the target damage and over, so I need to see more than that to really know that I've made somewhat of a difference even. So fingers crossed for this, guys, fingers crossed. Okay, good amount of damage being seen there, increased amount. I'm seeing 3k, which is more than they were doing before. There's a huge amount more. There's a huge amount there, 6k, 2k. These numbers are certainly better than what I saw last time, and it doesn't look like those artifacts improvements, as well as fingers crossed the masteries are, you know, definitely doing more damage and giving me that real pep that I feel really encouraged about. Something that I've just seen is block debuffs, which is something I think that came up from Tyrell, and that points to an improvement with that mastery. Ignore defense, still good stuff, but that block debuff was very darn important, and obviously last time we took a huge amount of damage from that those poisons, so I'm really happy with that as well. We've got block debuffs again, and that's important because we got hit by a stun, or it was a sleep, that then allowed us to then get that block debuffs after, which again is beneficial and something that I've had a problem last time going against clan bosses. So again, fingers crossed for more damage by the end. Unfortunately, Gorgarab is first to hit the deck, which isn't too great. I'm hoping that he gets resurrected in a moment. I think I've got one of those particular champions that can res. I want to say it's Ryan Beast. The poison gets hit there. I'm hoping that we get this kind of like shrug off at some point, but it's not there. I'm going to have to really look at champion development to look at improving that aspect of just shrugging that negative effect off. Will you just look at that? Improvements. Yes, I've made some gains. So by simply changing the artifacts or kind of improving them, leveling them up, as well as adding those different masteries, we've managed to gain nearly 100,000k extra damage than we normally do. So that I'm really happy about. It's just so shows progress. Next up is Arcane Keep. Now, as you can see here, we're on 9 minute 33 as being our current record. Let's try and see if that improves as well. The last hit, and there is good news. So it looks like, again, we've shaved off more time, or we've been more effective. That 9 minutes 33 now goes down to a best time of 8 minutes 45. So look, I'll accept it as a small gain, and this will really be helpful where I'm going. Also, there's something quite cool. I've just changed my defense. I'm just checking as well. It looks like it's been quite effective of late. So hey, that's really good news. And now on to the moment I'm looking forward to, is trying to add some more strong champions to my roster, especially to build up for things like trying to rank up champions. That's one thing that's going to be important for me, is increasing those starage levels, making them stronger. Like Jarek, like Ryan Beast. So hopefully we can pick up a good amount of champions. First one is an epic, and this is a sorceress. I'm going to look a little bit more detail in this. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Looks like it has 20% chance of placing an extra hit, so it's all based on attack. So might look to improve attack based on masteries. Crystal Bolt looks pretty cool. Vine Trap attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Sounds cool. What do people vote? Not very popular with people, but you know, looks can be deceiving. With this, next up, it's going to be a rare. And this is a Berserker. I think I already have a Berserker. Now, don't know what I'd use this on. People saying use it on campaign location, so could be good. If not, maybe just use it as a 4-star to then progress into more 5 stars potentially. Next one, oh, it's an epic. This is good news. And we've put a Jingle Hunter. Sounds very Christmassy, and it's not even Christmas yet. And how do people rate this? Pretty well for arena offense, so might look to do that. Seems to do some good things with it. It's got an aura skill, which has increased ally speed in arena by 25%. That's cool. And got cold snap. This is like very freeze based. Okay, cool. Let's see what's next. Is it going to be an epic, please? No, it's going to be a rare. That's fine though. Gator. Gator's cool. I think I've got a Gator at the moment, and I was thinking about doing some more stuff with it. It's rated pretty poorly, but maybe I'll just absorb it into being a champion for progression route, getting those rank ups and doing it that way. Okay, now on to the piece de resistance, and hopefully my shot at a legendary. It's going to be epic. It's a win-win situation, but I'm hoping it is going to be a legendary. Come on, legendary. It's an epic, unfortunately, but it is a cage breaker. Okay, this is new for me. I haven't seen this. Rated averagely across a few things. Campaign locations seem to be the most popular, but looks can be deceiving as well. We've got Force Keep, very good in that. Aura is increased spirit ally attack in all battles by 40%. Burn away level 1 attacks all enemies, decreases each target's max HP by 50% of the damage inflicted. That seems quite nice. Seems quite good. Attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Helpful. And finally, attack 1 enemy has a 40% chance of placing a 60% decrease defense debuff for 2 turns. Nice. Yeah, a lot of new champions that look really fun, but I'm really thinking and strongly behind Jarek and Rhyme Beast, this kind of winning combination that I've got at the moment, especially to get me through getting those 3 stars in different stages in the campaign locations. So the plan is to get these 2 here up as 6 stars. And that's going to require a lot of time and effort, but I'm going to be working on it quite extensively. Final thing I want to talk to you about is top tips for beginners. Now, I've had the pleasure of so many decent people in my clan. As you can see by the members, we've got some amazing people here. We've got Squidwomp PP, we've got Misanthrope, and we've got Bosley. Now, a lot of them are making some real serious gains and kind of going through. Bosley's been playing for a while. Jax 120's been playing for a while. A lot of these people have been playing for a long time in the game since it's come out. But also a lot of people have picked up the game, and obviously from seeing my videos. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Thank you very much to everybody. But the main thing is, what are the kind of like top tips that come from these veteran players? Zeb the Viking says Outlaw, Monk and Death Hound are good against Clan Boss in the beginning because they are common and uncommon with lifesteal gear, so that combination there. Following it up with, they have poison attack that gives good damage, which is incredibly important. Something maybe I should focus on as well is the damage through debuff effects like poison. Jax 120, another experienced player, says Executioner can be farmed from 11 and he's widely regarded as the best early farmer because of his ease to get a good level. Ozzy as well says don't hoard shards, try to farm good artifacts and don't be afraid to start up fighters. And that's a very good point, because that's something that I think I've been holding too much back on, just going like, well, is it right to kind of rank up a star? Should I just be going, oh, should I wait? But I feel very strongly now about Jarek and also my lead crew, which I think if I concentrate on them first, then maybe it's a case I can then build certain champions around them to make it better. Top tip from me for beginners is just experiment. Experiment with combinations of champions. Sometimes the rating system will point to a champion that people will say is inherently bad for different types of usage, but there are some hidden gems. Some of that information is indeed correct, but at times you need to make that decision whether or not you feel that, well, like I'm doing now with Rhyme Beast and Jarek, they are my 2 lead characters, and because I want this kind of piggyback of HP and healing type scenario, where Jarek is very good at keeping strong with HP and having a strong gear set around him, and as well masteries. Then we've got Rhyme Beast, which is all about that continuous heal, which I've worked on the ascending side of things, as well having that aura that I developed with Jarek for that ascending ability. Those are very important key aspects. Find one champion and build around it, especially if it's able to smash through certain things like the missions as well as the stages and get you those 3 stars, which obviously lead to better stuff, better artifacts, brews, so you can level up your champions, and as well getting those shards which are going to hopefully lead you to your first legendary, maybe even an epic as well. And obviously the rare is helpful in order to help with rank ups, and so many different possibilities for different content within the game that you want to grind. Now the great thing is success, and when we started off in the video we talked about limitations and hitting gates that we couldn't get any further. You can just see that just the improvements there. My best time is now 6 minutes and 15 seconds for this, hitting through a barrier which I didn't think was really kind of like possible to get even better than this, but it is good. The time frame is going down, so the grind is more effective, and I feel that I can go through more stages, which I'm really looking forward to do. There we have it. That has been the video. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button, go to the description or the pinned comment to download Raid free today. And remember, if you are new to the game, you'll receive 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the 7-day new player progression rewards. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.